Imagine stepping outside your door and seeing a Tyrannosaurus Rex casually walking down your street. Sounds like a scene from Jurassic Park, right? But what if it was real? What if dinosaurs never went extinct and were still roaming our world today? Welcome to What If Labs, where we turn wild ideas into epic adventures. Today we're asking, what if dinosaurs were still alive in today's world? Let's dive into this prehistoric puzzle and see how these giants would change everything, from our cities to our snacks. Ready? Let's go!
Okay, first things first, our cities would look totally different. Picture this: buildings with extra wide entrances for dinosaurs, parks designed for sauropods to munch on trees, and maybe even special underpasses for dinos to cross highways. Architects would be busy designing dino-friendly spaces because you don't want a T-Rex stuck in traffic.
Fact check. Dinosaurs came in all sizes, some as small as chickens, others as big as buses. For example, the Brachiosaurus could weigh up to 56 tons. That's heavier than 10 elephants. So yeah, parking spots would need to be huge. American Museum of Natural History. What happens? Transportation would be wild. Would we have buses with extra large seats for dinosaurs? Or maybe trains with dino cars? And imagine the chaos of a Stegosaurus trying to board a subway. Tail spikes everywhere. Fun twist. Picture waiting at a crosswalk, and instead of cars, you see a herd of Triceratops crossing. The light turns green, but you wait, because you don't mess with a Triceratops. Now, let's talk about nature. Dinosaurs were the ultimate rulers of their ecosystems. If they were still around, they'd probably still be at the top of the food chain. But how would that affect other animals? Would lions and tigers still be kings of the jungle? Or would they be overshadowed by raptors and allosaurs? Real fact, dinosaurs lived through different climates, from hot deserts to lush forests. Some, like Spinosaurus, even swam in rivers. If they were here today, they'd adapt to our world just like we'd adapt to them. Live science. Mind-blowing impact. With giant herbivores like Apatosaurus eating tons of plants, forests might look different. Trees could grow faster or have extra thorns to protect against dinosaur teeth. And climate? Dinosaurs survived volcanic eruptions and ice ages. Maybe they'd have tips for dealing with global warming. Funny bit. Imagine a pteranodon swooping down to steal your picnic sandwich. Suddenly, your lunch is flying away. For scientists, this would be a dream come true. Instead of fossils, they'd have living, breathing dinosaurs to study. We could learn so much about evolution, genetics, and even medicine. Maybe dinosaur blood has healing properties, or their scales could inspire super strong materials. Better than cool killers. Fact check. Birds are actually modern-day dinosaurs. So, in a way, we already live with dinosaurs. They're just smaller and feathered now. But imagine if their larger relatives were still around. What happens? Paleontologists would finally get to see if their reconstructions were accurate. I bet some would be embarrassed when they realized velociraptors were more like feathered turkeys than the sleek killers from Jurassic Park. Fun moment. A scientist might say, "Wait, you mean T-Rex aren't useless? They're actually for hugging?" Culturally, dinosaurs would be everywhere. Movies, music, fashion, you name it. Imagine a new boy band called The Raptors, or a fashion line featuring dino hide jackets. And sports? Dinosaur racing could be bigger than horse racing, with bets on who'll win between a Gallimimus and an Ornithomimus. Real insight? Dinosaurs already inspire us. Think of all the Jurassic Park movies or dinosaur-themed toys. If they were real, that obsession would go into overdrive.
economic boom, dinosaur tourism would explode. People would flock to see T-Rexes in the wild or at theme parks. Jobs would include dinosaur trainers, vets, and even dino psychologists to understand their moods. And funny end, your neighbor might open a dino cafe where you can sip coffee while a baby triceratops nibbles on your croissant.
In America, dinosaurs would be a national obsession. Picture the Grand Canyon with a herd of Ankylosaurus, or the Super Bowl halftime show featuring dancing raptors. Hollywood would churn out blockbusters like Dino Detectives, and social media would be full of #Dino selfie posts. What happens? Dinosaurs would become part of American identity, with theme parks like Dino World rivaling Disney. Even politics might get dino-fied. Imagine candidates promising better habitats for dinosaurs. Fun twist? Your Instagram feed? Full of T-Rexes posing in Times Square. #Dino life would be trending every day.
Now, how would we live with dinosaurs? Some smaller ones might become pets, like having a feathered velociraptor as your guard dog. But for the bigger ones, we'd need rules. No T-Rexes in apartment buildings, please. What happens? Safety would be key. We'd need reinforced buildings, alert systems for when a Carnotaurus is on the loose, and maybe even dino-proof armor for adventurers. Fun scenario. Imagine trying to house train a baby Stegosaurus. No spike, not on the carpet. Real fact, some dinosaurs, like Oviraptor, were caring parents, protecting their eggs and young. If they were around today, we might see them building nests in our backyards. Only dinosaurs!
But with dinosaurs comes responsibility. Would we protect them from extinction again, or see them as threats? There might be debates about giving dinosaurs rights, like, should a smart Troodon get a vote? And what if they started communicating? Would they demand better food or more space? Real insight: if dinosaurs were alive today, we'd have to balance their needs with ours. Conservation efforts might focus on saving endangered species like the rare Ankylosaurus Natural History Museum. Funny twist. Imagine a dinosaur union forming demanding better working conditions for their jobs as tourist attractions.
So, would a world with dinosaurs be better or worse? It'd be full of wonder, learning, and maybe even new technologies. But it'd also be dangerous, chaotic, and probably very messy. Either way, it'd never be boring.
What do you think? Would you want to live in a world with dinosaurs? Let us know in the comments. And if you loved this video, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to What If Labs for more mind-blowing scenarios. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible, and maybe check under your bed for baby dinos.